Jamba aspires to be authentic, so we try to deliver a product that's authentic.
One of the things that we talk about in terms of Jamba Juice is that it's a healthy blended beverage.
Trust comes into play with the quality of the ingredients. Trust comes into play when we say it's safe for you to consume these products.
Our supplier sent us strawberries that possibly could have been contaminated with Listeria.
We found out about the strawberry contamination the day after we became a public company. That's not the way I would suggest anybody going public.
We needed to react fairly quickly.
Any one of our customers could have come down with Listeria.
How do we go about informing them and then giving them the opportunity to make sure that they are healthy?
Trust is the most important element of any relationship.
How do we make sure that what is in our store is safe?
Once you damage the trust that you have with your customers, it's hard to recover. It was important to us that we took every action necessary to protect the safety of our product and to protect the safety of our customers. It was also important internally that our team members see leadership act in that fashion, because trust that we have with them is just as important as the trust that we have with our customers.
I think our challenge when we're in a situation where we have to move very quickly is how do you get all that organized and in an efficient manner. I think there's no doubt in my mind that we could have figured this all out if we had the time to do it. But I think we recognized that we needed some expert advice to help us really get this organized, get it facilitated. And that's when we looked to Marsh to help us do that.
I received a call from Michael Fox, and essentially the day that we were hoping would never happen, happened. We talked many times in strategic meetings about some of the key issues that could occur with their product, with their distribution stream, and he called me and said, we've got an issue, and I think we're going to need some help.
And they were able to act right away. I didn't have to go through a lot of the hoops that you have to go through when you're starting a new relationship with a vendor.
When we came on the scene, we helped them manage the crisis in terms of every aspect of it, making sure that no balls dropped on the floor. You know, that everything stayed in the air and everything was ongoing. We helped Paul find his voice so that he was able to talk to the customers, talk to the employees, talk to the shareholders. They had their first analyst call while this was going on.
The most important thing is they really gave us the confidence to act as proactively as we did, which really made us feel better about the actions that we were taking, particularly as it related to communicating to the outside world.
Marsh was able to really help us, lead us to make the right decisions. Again, it wasn't that they were making those decisions for us, but they were instituting a process that allowed us really to examine all of the different options that we had, and then leading us to make decisions on how we move forward, and also helping us to anticipate what those decisions, what the ramifications might be.
The upside of Jamba Juice from an investor relations standpoint is they have the respect and the trust of the analysts, which is key. Analysts are underwriting and reviewing and making determinations on a company based on the strength of their management team. And right out of the box, as soon as Jamba Juice went public, they had a crisis on their hands, and they handled it beautifully. They did a terrific job. They pulled in outside resources like Marsh when they needed to make sure that they were going on the right path. And as a result, they've gotten very good support from the street, and analysts will now have a greater trust level for them and their management team as they move forward in their relationship with them.
I joke with Steve Flynn, but I call him my hero, because he recognized that client's issues and covered them before we even existed.
Integrating the crisis fund into the coverages for Jamba Juice was key, because when they did have an issue, while they would have gone to the outside consultants and hired us, regardless of that, because they had the need to do that to protect their brand, that was comforting to them to know that they had that coverage to help to fund some of the costs that they would expend to get them through these issues.
He didn't know that we were coming to Marsh, but he put together the D&O and the property so that this client was able to be protected when an issue came about, and to be not only to be protected, but to be reimbursed for part of our fee, which is significant.
So an upside, I think, is that our customers and the general public respects us a little bit more and finds it very refreshing that a company can say, look, there's an issue here, we're being very forthright about it. Our main concern is in the health and well-being of our customer, and whatever it takes to ensure that, we're going to take those extra steps.
Our brand is as healthy as it's ever been. I don't believe that the strawberry situation set us back at all. I think we were able to effectively and proactively manage through those issues. I think it was a very public thing. And I think we handled it in such a positive way that we strengthened our relationship with our customers. And as a result, our business has never been better.
This could have been one of the worst disasters for this company. It ended up being a defining moment. It established this company, it established Jamba Juice as trustworthy.
What I've learned through this experience is everything that we've told ourselves, everything that we profess, it's true. It comes to reality. If you understand your client base, if you dialogue with them, if you look deeply within their organization and get to learn their organization and their people at a senior level, as well as through the rest of the organization, and let them know about all the wonderful services that we have to provide and to bring to bear, either on a daily basis or in the event of a specific issue like we had with Jamba Juice, it just really gives you a lot of confidence, makes you feel good about the firm and what you do, because you're delivering on the promises, not just words, it's reality.
For Marsh, it was a defining moment as well in Jamba Juice's eyes, because they already had a great relationship with Steve Flynn. But now, from the company's perspective, without question, Marsh is Jamba's trusted advisor.